So in order for me to DIY this remedy, I am going to be needing some turmeric, and I have my fresh turmeric here. I'm using fresh turmeric. If you don't have fresh turmeric, you could use powder one. I know it's hard to get the fresh one, but since I have access to fresh turmeric, I'm going to go ahead and also be using it. And I'm also going to be using my juicer here to extract the juice, because I'll be needing the juice. And I'll also be needing an onion. I'm going to be cutting a little bit of onion to making this remedy. So if you want to use any type of onion, I'm using the not so red one, because the red one seems to be so strong. And I'm using this one, and also, as you can see, I already cut the onions because I used it before. And after cutting it, I made sure I wrap it in a sling bag, because if you don't wrap it in a sling bag, onions tend to pose bacteria into it if you do not cover it immediately after you cut it. So I know a lot of people didn't know about this, but I found out about it, and I'm glad to share it with you guys. So if you make sure, anytime you cut your onions, make sure you wrap it right away, or else it will pull bacteria into it, and after that you're gonna go and cook it again and eat it. Is not so good. So even though I put it in a sling bag, before I use it, I'm going to go ahead and cut out the outer part of it. Even though it still look fresh, I'm still going to go cut it out and throw it away, because I do not want to ingest any kind of bacteria in my system right now. So I just wanted to share that with you guys. So I'm going to go ahead now and start the process of this juicing, and I'll bring you guys when I start. So please keep watching. Thank you guys. Okay, so based on the quantity I'm going to be needing for this DIY, this is how much turmeric I have in here in my hand. So it depends on how much quantity you're going to be making to know how much you're going to be needing. But I have almost a handful of my fresh turmeric, and I'm going to go ahead and put it in my juicer here to extract the juice. So I'm going to turn it on, so you guys can see how I'm going to be taking out the juice. And this is my juicer that I use in making my juices, but I already washed it out before I'm going to go ahead and use it in this DIY. So make sure you wash your utensils, or you could also grate your turmeric, but it's just I don't want to have to go through the process of grating it, because I don't want to hurt my hands, and then it takes too long to grate it. So I'm going to be doing that. I'm going to be cutting out. I already slide out the outer skin of my onions, but I wrap it out back because I don't want to, attract any bacteria in my onions. So after cutting it, I wrap it back in a sling bag. So I'm going to just cut a little bit of the onions. And so this is supposed to help, clear out dark spot. If you have dark spot on your skin, it will help brighten them up. So I'm going to be using just that much of the onion. It's not much. You don't have to use too much. Depends on what quantity you're making to know how much onions you're going to be needing. So I don't think I'll be needing too much more than this. So I'm going to wrap back my onions back again, and I will bring you guys and show you how much juice I got from this. So I'm going to put my onions back in the fridge, and I'll be right back. Thank you guys. Thank you. Okay, so this is what I have from the turmeric and also the onion that I blended here already. But I'm going to go ahead and filter it, because as you can see, it has a little bit of particles in it, and I do not want particles in this DIY. So I'm going to go ahead and filter it. I'm using my filtering cloth here to filter out the turmeric and also the onion. And like I said, I've always told you guys, before you start making any of your DIY at home, make sure your surrounding is clean, it is germs free, and make sure you wear gloves if you have gloves. If you don't have gloves, always make sure you wash your hands and also sanitize your hands, because you don't want any bacteria in your products. Okay, so I've filtered all the turmeric, and this is the chaffs here that I have from the turmeric and also the onion. It's not that much, so I'm going to put that aside. And this is my juice here. This is the juice from the onions and also from the turmeric. That is how much I got. So now I already have my rice here that I blended. This is my organic rice. I'm going to be using some quantity of the rice in here, but I think I need my spoon. I need a stick. Excuse me guys, I'll be okay. So I'm going to go ahead now and okay, so now I have the juice here. This is it here. Oh, let me just tilt this down a little bit. Oh my god, it's too much now. Fuck. Sorry. Okay, so this is it here. I'm gonna go ahead now and take out some of the rice powder that I'm gonna be kneading, because I'm gonna be kneading rice powder in this DIY. So I want to make sure everything is leveled. I'm gonna slowly pour it in here and mix it so it doesn't clump up. But you know, like this measurement, this remedy does not call for measuring, so I did not measure it, but I'm just going to go ahead and just show you. So that is 1 tablespoon, and I'm going to my 2nd tablespoon of rice that I'm going to be kneading. So I'm going to mix it, make sure I mix everything so it incorporates together. So it depends on how much thick you want it. If you want it consistent, very thick, you could still go ahead and add more rice, which I might be needing to do because it's still a little too watery. So I'm going to take more rice. I'm going to take 1 more tablespoon of my rice, which is 3 tablespoons. Okay, so this is how it looks like. It looks to me like it's thick enough, but like I said, if you want it thicker, you could just go ahead and add more. If you add more rice to make it a little thick, because I'm also going to be adding some honey in it. I'm going to be using my Manuka honey. So if you want to use honey, if you don't have Manuka honey, just make sure you use any organic honey, because I know Manuka honey is expensive and also it's very hard to get. It's not everyone that can have access to it, but I'm using Manuka honey. I'm going to be using 1 teaspoon of my Manuka honey to this DIY. So I've been measuring out 1 teaspoon. No, I'm going to be using a half teaspoon, please guys, sorry, half teaspoon, not 1. Okay, so that's my half honey there, and I'm also going to be using a half teaspoon of my apple cider vinegar. 1 minute, I gotta get my apple cider vinegar. I don't have it here. So this is my apple cider vinegar here. I'm going to be using a half a teaspoon of it into this mix. And I'm using the apple cider vinegar with the mother. So if you want to look for apple cider vinegar, you want to look for this one. And I'm also going to be using half a teaspoon of my carrot oil that I have. You could use any oil you want. I'm going to be using a half a teaspoon of my carrot oil that I DIY by myself. So I'm going to be using that into this remedy. You know, just to, we don't want you to make it too dry. So that is just for the reason why I'm using that. So this is it here. This is a whole remedy here. It looks to me like it's too watery, so I'm still gonna go ahead. I'll just go ahead and add a little bit, maybe like a half teaspoon of rice to make it a little thick. But also sometimes if you let it sit down for a little bit, it might just thicken up a little bit. So I'm going to be using a half a teaspoon of rice again to thicken it up a little bit. So it looks like it's a little thicker now. Okay, so this is it here. This is the mask here. This is how it looks like. This mask is so good. Just start using it within a week, you could tell the difference from your face. I'm telling you guys. So now that everything is mixed, we're gonna find a container and put it and leave it in your fridge, and this could last in your fridge. So after mixing all my ingredients together, this is how it looks like. But like I said, if you want it a little thick, you could just go ahead and add more rice into it, but I'm not going to go ahead and add any rice. So what you're going to do is how to use this mask. You will make sure you wash your face and let your face dry a little bit, and just go ahead and take this remedy and put it on your face, put it round, avoiding your eyes and your mouth. And when you put it on your face, let it sit until it dries. Then you could go ahead and wash it off. Guys, I could stamp my name on this. Just use it. Within a few days of using it, you will see the changes in your face. It will give you a glowing face. Oh my God, I've used it, and when I go to work, I don't wear my makeup, and people were asking me, hey, by the way, how come your face looks so good? And I'm the type of person that I don't sleep. So when I don't sleep, sometimes I have all this stressed look. But when I started using this mask, it was so good for my skin, until I was too lazy again to make it. I didn't make it, and then your skin will go back to normal again. But if you continue using this, you can use it every day. Just make sure when you use it, wash your face and apply it on your face and sit down and let it dry. So sometimes it will take you like 30 minutes to have it dry, or it depends on how much air you have around you. And then you could just go ahead and wash it off, and then follow up with your moisturizer. And you could go ahead and rub your cream, and when you use this, your makeup is going to always be on point. So guys, please give this a shot, and please let me know, okay? This is not expensive. Once you have all this stuff in your house, it's not expensive to make at all. It's just for you to get hold of the things that you got to put in this. So like with the oil that I put in, you could put any oil of your choice. Like to me, I just use the carrot oil that I DIY by myself, and I have this sitting here. I want to just make use of it, so I use that. You could use coconut oil, you could use olive oil, you could use almond oil, you could use any oil of your choice. So give this a shot and try it, and guys, please let me know. Thank you guys so much for watching, and please do not forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel, and also turn on the notification bell so you'll be notified each time I upload a video. And please give my video a thumbs up. And like I said, you want to put this in the fridge, because I remember one time I made it and I forgot to put it in the fridge, and I let it sit for outside on the counter for like a couple of days. So when I discovered that I had it, it was like fermenting, it was over boiling, it was evaporating. So you do not want to leave it outside the fridge. Just make sure you put it in the fridge the entire time. When you finish using it, take it back and put it in the fridge, or else you don't want to have what happened to me happen to you. So please guys, take care, and thank you so much for watching. Thank you. Love you guys.